day 13. It's just finding it crazy how present I am, you know. I'm even finding like less desire to just like doom scroll. I'm happy to just sort of sit, like smell all the nature, just be immersed. And like everything feels better. Literally, everything feels better. Everything feels like just good. Like see this smell? Like look, and like just noticing these little things. Like look at all these little bugs. What are they? But that's like made me so happy. Like look at them. Look at them wandering around. And maybe that is like the secret to happiness, is just stopping and noticing all the little things. Like, are you kidding me? Imagine, like, is that why we struggle with everything in our society and everyone is so depressed? Because we're like aiming towards something that's unattainable. The happiness is already there. The joy and beauty is already there. We've just complicated everything, and it sounds like, you know, if you haven't experienced that joy from the little things, then I sound like a fucking idiot. But like, seriously, tap into it. Like, I don't know. Anyway, like maybe this won't apply to everyone, but just this morning's thoughts after my yoga practice. This is how I eat lunch when I am staying 2 kilometers out of town and I don't want to have to pay for like food at my hostel every single day, because it's a little bit on the pricey side for a backpacker anyway. So I've got a little bag with my goodies set up. I buy these crackers, they're the best. Especially I like how they're individually wrapped. Like you get 3 crackers to a thing, so you don't have to open up a whole bag and like have them sitting around. Like I always travel with some like basic sort of staples, so I don't get caught out and then end up either eating something really unhealthy or spending heaps of extra money. But by the way, unhealthy, healthy, schmelthy, whatever, doesn't matter. Food has no moral value. I'm more talking about like something that's not going to fill me up or give me the nutrition that I need to get through the day. Like I'm about to go through a hike. And just personally, some of the foods that I get here just don't satisfy me for what I need. So yeah, the crackers, and then this 3-pack of little tunas. It's like, this is like $3 and this is like $3 or something like that. And that'll give me a few lunches. And then from the markets, I always like my staples are just like bananas and avocados. So cheap, so easy. And they last relatively a certain amount. I usually just get them when I get into a new town. I don't like keep them with me. And then what I do is, and this is very simple, like old me would not do this. Like I would love like a bit of salt, bit of seasonings or something, but you know, we're traveling, we're on a budget, and we're also just like, we're time poor, you know. I'm busy working. I could walk into town and get some food, a menu del dia for like $2.50, but that's going to take like 2 hours out of my day. And right now I'm working, bitch. You know, I'm just busting my ass trying to get these vlogs out to you guys. So this is how I do it. It's like 2 p.m. as well, but because my breakfast is really filling, like I don't really feel like eating till now. And because I get dopamine from like creating fun videos. So yeah, the cracker with, this is like the one cracker or galleta in Spanish that I've been able to find that's like savory and a good taste. So cut half an avocado, took the cutlery from my hostel with tuna. The one in olive oil is the best because it has like a bit of flavor already, you know. It's got like, it's a little tinsy bit more salty, and the oil is really healthy. If I was staying in a hostel with kitchen facilities, I would save the oil like with a little side salad or something, but I do use a bit of it because it tastes nice. You drizzle it on. Oil is not bad, especially olive oil. Really good to get those good fats in. So I do mush it in. I do try and eat as much of the oil as possible because it's just a good nourishing food for your hair, your body, for everything. And this has 16 grams of protein, which is quite good. And an avocado in itself would also probably have about 9 or 10 grams of protein in half an avocado. And then you got the banana, lots of nutrients, potassium, going to fill you up. And then also the last step, what I always carry with me, mixed nuts. I've just made vlog number 5 and vlog number 6 has all been auto cut. I'm sure it's ready for me to just do a few little happy changes to it. I like to try and have like a few vlogs going at once at different stages to them, because a lot of my time is just spent on processing, you know. So if I've got a ready-made vlog that's good to like be posting to YouTube, I can do that while my Premiere Pro is processing the other one. But I'm just learning. I'm learning. Anyone who has any tips, appreciated. Also, the combination of this is elite. I'm just really focusing on eating foods that regulate my dopamine, regulate my energy. You know, I've come off the ADHD medication and I also have polycystic ovaries, so it's really important for me to be eating foods that maintain and regulate my blood sugar. And also foods that don't just give you this big, insane hit of dopamine, and then I'll just be craving them more and more. So like, this is all something that's going to give me like steady energy throughout the day. Once you do it for the right reasons and you can understand when your body needs something in particular, like oh, anyway, love you. If you like hearing about the nutrition side of things, and want to know more about what I've learned, you know, being a girly that deals with polycystic ovaries and ADHD, if you want to learn how I managed to stabilize my like hormones through nutrition, let me know in the comments what you enjoy, what part of the content that you like, and I'll make sure I include more. Thank you. One thing that you can do with your leftover tuna oil, like, I just hate wasting food. I'm so against food waste. You know, this is like this is gold in here, you know? So what I do is, like, there's so many little stray cats around, so I give them the tin. Like, this is very good nutritionally for them. So yeah, ideas. Why cats love fish, fishy things, tuna, like, but they hate water. Like, cats never come from the ocean or from like the water life. So why? Okay, I'm gonna have to ask ChatGPT, because this is like a very interesting line of questioning. Why do cats love fish and seafood type things, but they don't like the water? They've never lived in the ocean or rivers. They'll never be able to like naturally secure that prey. So why is it assumed, and why do they eat that and like that? And when did that begin? So stay curious, guys. Interesting. Let's see what I've got to say. ChatGPT is going to be like, okay, what a random question, sis, but pop off. That's such a good and surprisingly deep question. It cuts right into the weird intersection of instinct, evolution, and human influence. Here's the breakdown of what's really going on beneath that cats love fish stereotype. 1. Cats didn't evolve eating fish. Humans made it happen. Wild cats, from African wildcats, their ancestors to modern strays, are terrestrial hunters and not fishers. Their natural prey has always been small land animals, rodents, birds, lizards. They lived in dry regions with little access to rivers or seas. So in evolutionary terms, fish isn't part of their original diet at all. The fish-cat relationship really only began when humans started living near rivers and coasts thousands of years ago, and domesticated cats began scavenging on human food waste. In ancient Egypt, for example, fish was a common food. People and cats likely ate leftovers from markets or households. Over time, that exposure may have taught cats that fish smells like food and that it's rich in protein and fats their bodies crave. So cats didn't evolve to fish, they evolved to eat what we leave behind. So, number 2, the smell and amino acids in fish are irresistible to cats. Cats are obligate carnivores, meaning every cell in their body is wired to seek out animal protein and fat. Fish happens to be loaded with amino acids, especially taurine and high-fat oils, both of which trigger intense pleasure responses in their brain. Even if they've never seen water, the smell of fish activates their primal "this is dense meat" instinct. That's why cats go crazy over tuna cans. The odor signals pure, rich animal fat to their brains, not sea creature. Okay, number 3, well, this is a bit obvious. The water aversion is separate. It's about survival, not dislike of fish. Cats' dislike of water isn't about hating fishy environments, it's about avoiding danger. Their fur takes a long time to dry and doesn't insulate well when wet, which can lead to hypothermia or make them vulnerable to predators. So they evolved to avoid being soaked, even though they'll gladly dip a paw in to test or drink. Some breeds that evolved in wetter regions, like Turkish Vans or Bengals, usually do like swimming, which supports the idea that it's environmental, not universal. Very interesting, especially because like tigers are in the water, you know? And the fish-loving cat myth become mainstream through humans and marketing. Capitalism. Humans and marketing. Like, interesting. Once humans noticed how much cats responded to fishy smells like tin tuna or sardines, it became a go-to in commercial cat food, especially in the 20th century. Over time, that branding, fish on the label, happy cat on the can, reinforced the association in our culture. So now, even though it's a natural food for them, cats are conditioned to love it, both from biology, fat, protein appeal, and history, human feeding habits. This is so interesting. In short, cats never evolved to hunt fish. They learned to eat fish because of humans. Their attraction is biochemical, their dislike of water is practical, not contradictory, and the cats love fish idea is mostly a human-made cultural myth that turned true through repetition. Wow. I love learning things. And you know what? Like, I do feel like being unmedicated, yeah, my brain goes to all these crazy places, especially being sober as well. Like, my brain has got this like curiosity for like really interesting things, and I'm going to places that, you know, I would not usually go to. Like, yeah. Anyway, cheers to tuna and cheers to cats love fish, which cheers to capitalism, not. I've written a poem, and it compares my thoughts this morning about my newfound soberness, and then also my thoughts about the cat and the tuna. Why do cats love fish but hate the water? They've never lived in the ocean, never hunted in rivers. Their ancestors were desert wanderers, creatures of dust and dusk and silence, and yet somewhere along the line, one found itself beside a human fire, licking the scraps of a fish someone had tossed away, and something ancient lit up inside them. It wasn't about the ocean. It was about the smell, the fat, the salt, the promise of relief. They didn't know what a fish was. They just knew it filled the ache for a moment. Maybe that's what we're all doing, chasing things that were never meant to be ours, things our ancestors never touched because something in them reminds us of aliveness. We chase adrenaline, we chase noise, we chase meaning and mountains and movement. We chase stamps in passports and strangers in bars and bottles that promise freedom. But really, it's just relief. Relief from a craving. Relief from the noise in our heads, the ache in our chests, the gap we can't name. Alcohol tricks you into thinking it's joy, but it's not joy. It's silence. It's the moment your body stops screaming for what it's addicted to. It's a false calm, a chemical you're okay now until you're not. I used to think I loved drinking, but now I see it wasn't the beer or the buzz. It was the pause between wanting and having. It was relief disguised as happiness. And maybe that's the same reason cats love fish. They're not chasing the ocean. They're chasing a memory of comfort, something that feels like home, even if it never really was. But when you stop chasing the craving, when you let your body rest, you start to realize the world is already offering you what you were searching for all along. The light through the trees, the smell of rain, the way your heart softens when someone laughs with you, not at you. This is the real high. This is the aliveness without the cost, the clarity that doesn't vanish in the morning. And just like the cat, Maybe we were never meant to swim in those waters. Maybe we just needed to remember how to find joy on the shore. Over and out, bitches. Your mindset that you've taught me has helped me a lot with like a few things lately.
You buy once, buy well once.
Because I'm learning that the 2 skorts that I got from Izhcayluma and that other skort from the other brand, they were all like $130 each. And I've been wearing them now for a year.
Yes.
Like literally every day I wear one of the 3 of them for a year. And they're still... One of the skorts has had a rip in it twice, and I've just gone to an embroidery place and fixed it, which is what people used to do.
I have so much of that in me, even though, I mean, you know what it's like. I mean, I'm so frugal, but it's frugal hedonism. So it's like the frugality isn't because I don't think that I'm worth the money. Like, I think there's we've tangled this kind of whole self-worth thing, commercialism, this capitalism of like, oh, I'm worthy, so I can stuff on myself. But it's like, that's actually not self-care. Spending money that, like, to feel good about yourself, if that equates that you have to spend money on yourself, then that's a false sense of self-worth anyway, because you naturally are worthy. Like, you have to be... If you can, and I'm at such a good place now because I think I've finally reached a new point of like, I lay in bed last night, went to sleep, and I was like, I'm just so proud of myself because I don't need to text anyone before I go to sleep. I don't give a fuck what anyone else is doing now. It's become so autonomous, and I think, because I have also been thinking about what I need, because I gave away my runners in PNG, and I'm like, actually, I haven't had a new pair of runners. I'm wearing Esther's old ones now that don't fit me. They're old, but they actually serve the purpose.
Yeah, but it's the same thing as like you have to find a balance. Like it's the same thing as like how Harry said that when he met Eden in Nepal, she was wearing a pair of Land Rover runners she got from the op shop. Like... Like, you have to find the balance between the Land Rover runners op shop and the Harry who buys like thousands of dollars of gear for any hiking trip, Like, you have to find the happy, but also you do it because you need it. For example, I bought new Solomons because they were on sale. And I was like, this is good timing. Same as when I was in Colombia and I bought that backpack because I was like, this is exactly what I need. I wasn't going to get it now, but I'm just going to buy it because far out, I've never seen anything this good. But also there's like the balance too of being like frugal and stuff. But also the other thing that so many people is being generous, like a little bit generous. Like if you can't afford to be slightly generous, sometimes you end up giving to people who don't reciprocate but like I feel the universe will always bring that back anyway. And like,
and anyway, that's another point of if you're being generous, so someone can be generous back.
No. I'm saying I'm talking about people like who are on hard times who I've lended, given money to, but then I've just learned that they're just leeches and they do that to everyone. You know what I mean? Yeah. And that's fine. Yeah. That's my lesson. And also they might have needed it or whatever. I keep being generous and giving. But then, for example, the guy that I was traveling with, and I was like, I had spare Chinese food. And then he was like, oh, yeah, have some if you'd like. I served him a plate. He's like, oh, thanks. Yeah. And then, we spent 3 days together. There was no point where he was like, offered me anything. Or like I got chips and chicken and I gave him some. I was like, do you want some? This is the last day that I was with him. He has the audacity. I got an acai smoothie and he's like, can I have a sip? And I was like, oh, like, but this is the worst bit is I said, oh, like, not really. Like, I was just a bit like, why are you asking for a sip of my fucking smoothie? Like, you're a male that I don't really know, like sharing a straw from my smoothie. I don't really want. And then I sort of said, not really. And I sort of changed the topic. And then again, he's like, oh, like, sorry, like, do you mind if I have a try?
Oh my God! Like
just like and then do you know what? Like he had the audacity to fucking message me on WhatsApp the fucking following day and say, because he was meant to be leaving, he was like, "Oh, I forgot to ask you, but I was just wondering, like, maybe I could stay if you wanted to go on a proper date." And I was just like, you thought that, like, was that not a proper date? Like, what was that before? You stealing my fucking Chinese, eating my chicken and chips and sipping my smoothie and not ever once, like, you know, you paid for my bus ticket, which is $8.75, and I gave you exactly $8.75 back. Like, is that the sort of guy that I'd like to go on a date with? No, not really. Hard pass. Oh, and the other thing is, because we arrived at 10 p.m. And
Is this the guy you were talking about who really liked you? That's not him, is it?
no, that's another one. The bit that I was getting to is, this is the best bit, is that we are on the bus and I was like, okay, well, we need to like organize a room because we're going to get there at like 10 o'clock. And so just like you forget how people just don't know how to do shit. Like, you know, we call and they're like, yeah, there's a room available. And then he's like, okay. And he hangs up. And I was like, why'd you hang up? We could have just booked that. And he's like, oh, well, we've got to like, well, I just want to see what else is available. I'm like, well, it's $15 each. Like, let's just book it.
Yeah.
Like it's just like, what, you're going to call another place? I'm like, let's just book it. So then he calls and then he's like, oh yeah, what's available? Yep. There's a room with 2 beds available. Yep. And then he hangs up again. And I was like, bro, book the fucking room. So we call it the third time. He's like, she's probably not going to be happy with me. I'm like, well, yeah, because why don't you book it? Anyway, we book it. We get there and we open the door to the room and there's 1 double bed. He's like, oh, I guess we're sharing a bed. And I was like, oh, I guess I'm going back downstairs to tell them that they got our room wrong and get one with 2 beds. And then...
good work.
And then we get the 2 beds and this guy, so I actually like, so I quickly have a shower and I remember him saying he likes hot showers. I was like, you're probably not going to have a good time. The shower's not very hot. And he's like, oh, really? And I was like, yeah. So he's like, maybe I won't shower. And I was like, and he's like, goes to test it. I come into the bathroom. He's had the shower running for 5 minutes. The whole room is steamed up. Like the whole room, like you could fucking write your name on the mirror. And then he's like, and he says to me, I'm going downstairs to complain. The water's not hot enough. It's like, he's like, I paid $15 for this, a night for this room. And I was like, and I literally turned to him. I said, are you fucked in the head? Are you fucked in the head? Are you actually going to go down to the 15-year-old girl working in reception and complain to her about that? The water is steaming up the room. Look at it. I can't even fucking see you through the steam. Go and have a shower. Do you go down? And then he was just like, he said to me, he's like, I just feel really uncomfortable right now. I don't know why you're talking to me like that. And he was like, what do you mean by fucked in the head? Like, what does that mean? I was like, oh, that's just an Australian slang. It's fine. Don't worry. It's not nothing bad. I was like, my dad used to tell me that all the time when I was a kid.
Oh, that's so funny.
Oh, but literally, like,
I find, you know what? I have no experience with men anymore, but I think, you just tell people as it is. Oh. You inspire me. I'm going to go for a run. I haven't run this week because all I do is go and stand in front of a painting all day and then I don't move.
I'm waiting for my, I've just been in front of the computer. I'm waiting for my video to process. Oh, I can't wait for you. Well, when you're standing in front of the painting, you can watch my YouTube videos. Great, 11%. We love that. Got my stick. I hope he lives down the river somewhere. It's 5 p.m. I'm not really feeling very confident in myself, like, because I need to get the 10Ks done today. Like, I just need to. 250 kilometers is a lot. But still walking, even though I feel not very confident in myself in doing it. And like, literally, the whole name of the challenge is called 1 foot forward. So caprice, just 1 foot forward. Just worry about today. Or just worry about, actually not even worry about today, just worry about this 1 foot forward. I came to the top of the mountain to collect the air tag for my GoPro, which fell off here. And I look on the Find My server and my GoPro is, well, the air tag is back at my hostel. So someone must have picked it up, found it, and taken it there, I guess. I don't know. But so now I'm looking up here to retrieve my tag, but it's not here.
But we are how far? 3.61 k's in, so I reckon just keep walking for a bit. I'm enjoying it. I don't know if I'll go to the full top, but we'll see how I feel. It's like I'm almost there, you know what I mean? But then part of me is like, well, you should save your legs, especially when you've got to be doing 10 kilometers a day. You shouldn't be doing these steep climbs, you know what I mean? But then my brain's like, well, the top of this mountain is the only fucking high that I'm going to be getting, so may as well. And we just have this ascent. Myself has been like, while I'm in this process, the first 21 days of being sober, I'm allowed to eat whatever I want of like nutritious foods, like, you know, as many fruits, vegetables, nuts, as many meals with like rice, chicken, vegetables, beans. Like, I'm not dieting or cutting any nutrients from my body. Like, I'll indulge in sweets when I want to, like on the odd occasion, but only once I've really I've really given myself nutrients, then I'm allowed to have a little treat. But I think it's working. Like, you know, I feel very fueled, and especially because I'm doing 10 kilometers a day walking, I need to have the fuel for this. And yeah, hopefully we get a little bit of a pre-summer shred going on as well. You never know. I did it! Can you believe it? We did it. Another time I didn't think I could do it. It's actually pretty brutal when you look at it like that, and like how beautiful you can see the rain, the clouds coming in. You can't really see the sun setting, but it's so beautiful. So we're 4.84 kilometers, you know, almost halfway to my today's 10 kilometer goal. So I'll walk down into town. That's probably 2 kilometers and I'm at 7. I'll just stroll around, meander around. I probably don't want to walk home at dark, but anyway, we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, I'm gonna get as many Ks as I can now before it gets dark. And my GoPro is almost flat, so I might see you tomorrow. You never know when you're gonna see me next. You never know what's next. Stay tuned because there's so many exciting things coming. I just like had some really great ideas on my walk. So, okay, my watch is on 1%. I mean, my GoPro's on 1%. All I want to tell you right now is, the thing that I want to say is, isn't it so crazy how once you get to the top of the mountain, it seems like it wasn't even that hard at all. It seems like you weren't even struggling at all. It's just like, oh my God, that was so easy. And for you right now, just think about one thing you're going through right now. Like, think about one little thing and think about in the future, it's just going to feel like nothing. You got to forget it even existed. So what you need to do right now and today is just put one foot in front of the other and keep going. I believe in you. I'm proud of you. You can do it.